Good morning. This is Francesca Evans from LymeOnline, bringing you this week's top stories from the local area. Fears over the spread of coronavirus have started to take an effect on day-to-day life in the Lyme Regis area. Several events and meetings, many expected to attract mostly older residents, have been postponed because of the virus. The newly launched Lyme Bay Radio has also taken the decision to suspend all studio activity with immediate effect. It is hoped the volunteer presenters will be able to deliver the shows remotely in the coming days. East Devon District Council briefly closed its offices due to a potential case of COVID-19 among its employees. The Blackdown House offices in Honiton were closed early last Friday and all staff were sent home. The decision was made after an employee returned from a high-risk country and started showing potential symptoms of the virus. The offices were given a deep clean over the weekend and reopened early this week. The virus was also mentioned for the first time at a Lyme Regis Town Council meeting this week. It is said that the outbreak may have affected numbers responding to the council's social media marketing campaign, which is aimed at attracting tourists to the town. The World Health Organization is now classing the coronavirus outbreak as a global pandemic. According to latest figures, there are now more than 118,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 across the world and 4,292 deaths have been recorded. More than 27,000 people have been tested in the UK, with 596 testing positive and 10 deaths. There are currently 44 confirmed cases in the southwest. The government has moved to its delay phase in the fight against the virus, promoting a 7-day self-isolation period for anyone with a fever or persistent cough. Older people and those with underlying health conditions are also advised to cut down on social contact. Those returning to the UK from high-risk areas are also asked to self-isolate whether they are showing symptoms or not. The government maintains that the best way to stop the spread of the virus is to regularly wash your hands with warm water and soap for 20 seconds at a time. Catch sneezes and coughs, preferably in tissues that can be disposed of immediately, and avoid contact with those who are obviously unwell. Those developing potential symptoms of coronavirus, including a cough, high temperature and shortness of breath, should not go to a doctor's surgery or hospital. Instead, call NHS 111 and follow the advice given. The latest information and advice on coronavirus is available on the website shown on screen now. Lyme Regis lifeboat crew have issued a warning to coastal walkers about the dangers of being cut off by the tide because of landslips. The volunteer crew were called out twice on Saturday following reports of 4 people in trouble. In the first case, 2 people managed to walk to safety from Seven Rock Point west of Lyme Regis Harbour. But only minutes later, a mother and her 10-year-old daughter were cut off because of a landslip east of the town as they tried to walk from Lyme Regis to Charmouth. Crew members swam to shore and used their inflatable X-boat to rescue the mother and daughter. On Tuesday night, 2 anglers fishing from the north wall of Lyme Regis Harbour were rescued when they were also cut off by the tide. The incident was one of the fastest on record for the lifeboat crew, launching and returning to the station in just 11 minutes. The youngest ever member of Lyme Regis Town Council, Kelsey Ellis, has won her first chairmanship. Councillor Ellis, aged 20, was elected chairman of the Tourism, Community and Publicity Committee on Wednesday. She previously served as vice chairman under former councillor and deputy mayor Jeff Scowen, who resigned from the council in December last year. Councillor Cheryl Reynolds, who previously chaired the committee for 4 years, will serve as Kelsey's vice chairman. Councillor Ellis won a seat on Lyme Regis Town Council in May 2019 when she was just 19 years old, becoming the authority's youngest ever member. She is the daughter of fellow council member and former mayor Michaela Ellis. Going green is good for business. That was the message delivered by Turn Lyme Green this week as they encourage local businesses to become more environmentally friendly. At a meeting on Tuesday night, several business owners shared success stories and green initiatives they had undertaken, saying the changes had proved popular with customers. Lyme Regis Town Council is also undertaking several environmentally friendly initiatives, including the installation of water refill taps on the seafront and electric car charging points in local car parks. They are also planning to update the town's welcome signs to include the plastic-free Lyme Regis logo. The move comes after the Town Council declared a climate emergency last year, committing to becoming carbon neutral by 2030. And now for local sport. Lyme Regis first team will not be taking any silverware back to the Davy Fort Clubhouse this season, having been knocked out of 2 prestigious cups in a matter of days. Last evening they exited the Morrison Bell Cup, beaten 4-1 under floodlights at Ottery St Mary by Fennerton. Joe Bond scored the Seasiders' only goal 3 minutes before the final whistle. Lyme were also knocked out of the East Devon Senior Cup for Devon and Exeter Premier Division teams last Saturday. They were beaten by second-place Lapford, losing 5-1. The game was switched to the all-weather pitch in Axminster, a surface on which Lyme has never won a game because the Davyfort ground was still unplayable. Lapford, a bigger and fitter side than Lyme, made full use of the wide expanses of the 3G pitch, and the Seasiders rarely troubled the visiting keeper. Tomorrow they return to league duty, with bottom team Hatherley due to visit the Davyfort, weather permitting, with a 3 p.m. kick-off. Lyme reserves, without a match last Saturday, will be hoping to maintain their good form in recent games with a visit to Division 3 strugglers Pottery. Lyme Rovers, buoyed by their Tommy Tabbera Cup victory last week, are at home on the Woodruff School top pitch to Perry Street Division 2 rivals Wincham Reserves, and kick-off is at 2:30 p.m. A good sign that summer is on its way, Lyme Regis Gig Club competed in their first race of the 2020 season at the Carradon Gig Club in Saltash last weekend. The Lyme Club entered 2 teams in both the men's and women's races, with all crews performing well. Also on the water, Lyme Regis Sailing Club will this weekend welcome 14 young sailors in the National 420 class squad to train for their World Championships in July. A close watch will be kept on the squad by current Great Britain Olympic 470 class coach Johnny McGovern, partnered by Neil Marsden, both of them former world champions in various classes and experienced mentors. Now let's take a look at the local events taking place this weekend. A special production based on the much-loved radio series The Navy Lark will be held at the Marine Theatre tonight, while the Pilot Boat will host live music from the Stomping Boondocks. If you're looking for something a little quieter, Bethany Chapel is hosting a free board games evening. Tomorrow, the Lyme Regis and St George's Twinning Association will host a coffee morning at the Baptist Church. At Swim, Lyme Morris will perform at 2 p.m. and there will be live DJs from 9 p.m. And at the Marine, there will be live music from James Morton featuring Pee Wee Ellis. And finally, the weather. We're expecting sunshine this morning, but unfortunately clouding over later in the day with light showers overnight. Tomorrow is also looking cloudier, with temperatures of 10 degrees Celsius and light rain and a fresh breeze expected on Sunday. Thanks for watching LymeOnline's video news bulletins, and have a great week.